Good morning, Kiruba,
Morning.
and welcome to MSD UK 2018. I understand it's not your first trip to the UK, but it is your first trip to Birmingham. How are you finding it?
I find very exciting. In fact, when I looked at when I heard the speech today morning, what's happening in Birmingham, it's really exciting. And MSD UK, what they are doing for the last 6 years, I guess, it's creating the economic impact in the local market through innovation is a good approach. In fact, in RBC in Canada, we have been pushing the supply diversity program in Canada for the last 14 years.
I understand that within RBC you specifically set up a role within procurement to champion supply diversity.
That's correct.
How did that thinking come about? What was the driving force behind that?
In the organization, diversity and inclusion is a core value for us. It's built into the DNA and culture of the organization. And typically, D&I is very much focused on the HR side. But then when we looked at it on the procurement, how do we apply, D&I into the procurement side? So we took an approach of the supply diversity and trying to build an inclusive supply chain within the procurement suppliers. So that's how the supply diversity program came in. And being a large purchaser of goods and services in Canada, we launched our program in the Canadian market first. So now we are expanding our program into the other markets where we have significant spend. Next to Canada is the US, and after US is UK. So UK, when we had an opportunity to talk to Mayanek about, expanding our program in UK, he's helping and welcoming us to learn about the program in UK, so that I'm interacting with my UK team. We are all engaging to learn, so that what's the right model to adapt into this market, and also getting the local teams to be part of it. Even though it's a global program, we want to ensure the local procurement team and the local business in UK are engaged on this model, understanding the value of what we're going to do to the the community, and then bringing that program in place is my current work. Okay, so I'm really thankful to MSD UK for giving this opportunity for me to be at the event. Yesterday we had a great session on the International Day, giving a seat at the podium to talk about the program, what we have done in Canada, and also recognizing, some of the effort has done globally and how we could bring it into UK market. So with that, it's one side you look at them helping us, okay. The other side, we are trying to help the community as well.
There's obviously a highly diverse range of businesses in the audience today, entrepreneurs, visitors, suppliers, and there's a huge diversity of background, but also the markets. Is there sort of one top tip that you could give an organization, whether it be financial, pharmaceutical, computing software, that would help them to maybe start a supply diversity program themselves? Where would they begin? Is it about the will to do it, to quote, or are there certain steps that people should take?
Yeah, I think from, if we're looking at what we really buy in this market, okay, so then looking at that buying segment of various categories, and then identify a specific category which can very well fit into the diverse supply chain. So one of the things we noticed is, either you look at professional service segment, okay, that's where you're able to identify diverse suppliers in that business. So that could be the first step to go, but it's not necessary we should do only in that category. The objective is, how do we create an inclusive supply chain, either directly with the diverse suppliers or indirectly through our other supply chain as well. Building an inclusive supply chain doesn't mean that you need to deal with the suppliers direct. Okay, so we are trying to look at it, how do we make sure diverse suppliers are playing a role within the supply chain of ours. So it's a direct or indirect, they get an opportunity. So irrespective of, either you do direct or indirect, if you're getting an opportunity, again, you have an impact on that.
And that becomes woven into procurement policies of organisations on the larger scale. That's how they prefer to work and they recommend to work when they come to tendering out opportunities, I suspect.
Yeah. So the model which we have done in Canada is making sure we have diverse suppliers in every RFP. So the mandate is that how do we make sure we include diverse suppliers in every RFP? But then obviously sometimes you have a challenge of not able to identify suppliers in that segment. So then goes back to the question of other suppliers, what they are doing towards the diverse suppliers. So that could be the secondary step of bringing that opportunities through the other supply chain as well.
Okay, very interesting. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome to Birmingham. I understand you're leaving now, so I hope you wish you a safe journey back.
Thank you. Thank you much. Thank you.